Welcome back, Vicarious viewers. My name is Vicente, and today we're moving on to episode 5 of season 2 of Mindhunter. I just finished episode 4 right before this, and what a heavy episode. There was a lot going on, and not all of it was positive. First off, with Wendy, we have her budding relationship with the bartender beginning to heat up. They went bowling, getting to know each other, but she then outed herself to a subject. But then, of course, all of that was recorded and is now available to be listened to by all of her colleagues. Right off the bat, Greg doesn't believe her and thinks that she just made it up on the spot in order to get him to speak, to try to relate to him in some manner with the situation. But will the others think so? I think that was very risky because this, of course, is in the past when it was not always acceptable to be homosexual in the workplace, and I think this was still a time when they were weeding out homosexuals in government agencies because they perceived them to be a security risk. There are people that have a reason to hide and therefore a reason to be blackmailed for highly sensitive government information. Though I wouldn't technically say she's in the agencies, and she is technically a consultant, but that's a gray line there. And professionally, that is still very risky in this time. Then, of course, we have the complications of Atlanta, the Holden going down there and thinking like he finally has a good foothold and is able to do some legwork and make some progress with the investigation over all these missing children. But it looks like politics and bureaucracy might be hindering him again. They didn't want to hear that it was likely a black suspect that they were looking for, especially not for their constituents in like a very African American neighborhood. It sounds like the mothers, the police, and possibly the politicians all want to hear that maybe this is a white man. So I don't know if Holden will be sticking around and trying to stick this through, or if his hands will be tied and he's forced to return to Quantico. I hope he does see it through, but it might not be likely. And then, of course, Tench. Wow. He gets the word that it was local boys in the neighborhood that tortured and killed a boy on the cross in this home, and that his son was involved and even gave them the idea to tie up this boy in the first place. They don't necessarily say that it was his idea to torture the kid, but it was his idea to put him on a cross. Knowing the cruelty of teenage boys and even young boys, like, there can be a lot of animosity, there can be a lot of climbing up the social tier, thinking that you have to look tough or be one of the group. He may have done it just because, like, they were picking on someone else and he was glad that they weren't picking on him. He thought himself part of the group and important, and just going along with it to be one of the boys. Which is unfortunate, but it can lead down some very dark roads. But please do not consider this to be a market substitute. If you have not watched this before, I won't be giving away everything in my YouTube edit of this episode, so if you do want to watch along with me in my full-length, uncut reactions, you can check out my Patreon for only $5. Be sure to queue up your own copy on Netflix and watch along with me. But let's go ahead and jump right into this episode, episode 5 of Season 2. If you are watching along on Patreon, I'm pressing play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, here we go. Finally Park City. There are so many things going on, and I keep wanting to come back to this, but, like, other shit keeps us from it. Oh shit, is that a mask? Why a clear lid? A clear lid doesn't seem practical when you're trying to hide something. Damn.
Was he trying to tell us, Bill?
And when are you going to tell your coworkers that you've been lying this whole time? They're going to find out eventually.
I'm dealing with a family matter. Can you tell him? Okay, I'll be right in.
You can't keep telling them it's a family matter. I mean, it is a family matter, but it's more complicated than that.
A week off.
A week?
Nance,
What happened?
have you spoken with Holden?
No, I'm asking you as the leader of your department. What did Holden say that so offended the city?
It may have been more how he said it, sir, than what he said. Sounds like politics, frankly.
Name me a major city where there are no politics. We have to be
True.
smarter than this. If you sense that Holden is wading into political waters, it's your job to stop him.
Yes, sir. You're right.
And you need to be forthcoming about what's going on.
We want them to understand why they need us, not why they should be wary of us.
Next time, shut up until we've done some groundwork.
Oh, they have all this other supporting staff. When do they come in? Tensions. And everyone's going to wonder, why weren't you there?
Look, I'll get better at it, but I need to take a little time today. Family thing.
Everything okay?
I'll be back in tomorrow.
Okay. Greg and I did handling.
Greg, he shit the rug, didn't he?
It's a team effort. The transcript should be done by tomorrow.
This family thing, especially during all of this, is not going to hold up for very long.
We're gonna be late.
So we'll miss the trailers.
I like the trailers.
Our drinks and our seats will definitely miss something.
She is me. She is totally me. La cage aux faux. Aw, the birdcage.
Like, I like to get my popcorn, my seat. I like to watch the trailers.
She is me.
A lot of people feel this way.
I do.
So,
I have so many friends that are always procrastinators, and
Pull into this space. Because I am a really slow worker.
I have friends like you, and it's aggravating. Bravo. She needed some release.
Can a teenager be held responsible for the actions of an adult? He was probably afraid of him.
actually, he seemed to be more enthralled of Coral.
How do we know Henley got off on it?
When I did something, whatever it was, I enjoyed it.
Maybe his need for acceptance was more powerful than any moral boundary.
Yes.
Coral exploited that.
Quite a maneuver, Dr. Carr. Thought I was reading Holden. Greg, would you give us a minute, please?
Compliment? Aw, poor Greg. He's growing on me.
I got you, Manson.
When?
3 weeks.
Manson, another one who manipulated other people to kill for him.
No, this is the first time that we'll sit down with a subject who hasn't actually taken a life.
We're not asking Manson about killing. What we need to find out is how a diminutive, uneducated ex-con convinced a group of middle-class teenagers to brutally murder 7 strangers.
Helter Skelter wasn't even Manson's idea.
As borrowed as the name.
How does
Copycat.
a guy like that get kids like that to do that?
Charisma.
Have you noticed any changes in his behavior? Self-soothing?
Not at all.
It's, The Rage, Carrie 2. Wow, I haven't seen her in anything in a while. I think I saw her in, like, one other thing a while back, but, like, I know her from The Rage, Carrie 2.
And he attends the public school,
Yes.
which has no special education department?
No.
We've never felt he needed that kind of... Brian's just shy.
I see.
No special education, but isn't he autistic? I was under the impression he was.
Hi, Brian.
Don't get too comfortable around her. She's not our friend.
She's just doing her job.
Maybe we should talk to Tex.
You bought a new microphone.
For posterity.
Don't be too smitten, Holden.
We'd like to hear from you in your own words about what happened.
Likes to make himself feel tall for a small man.
You're teaching your children.
They were your followers, Charlie. You gave them the knife.
You taught them. I didn't teach them. It's my fault that your children do what they do. Your own children, who you were neglecting. It's yourself you need to talk to.
Making him reflect on his own actions with his own son.
Whatever life is, it is. Right and wrong got nothing to do with it.
So the murder of 7 people just is?
Well, it is, isn't it? No one ever dies. No one ever lives.
How much more of this shit do you want to listen to?
You need to walk on a different street, guy. I did not direct anyone to do anything other than what they wanted to do.
You didn't stop them either.
You become strong by falling.
You're not supposed to let children fall. You're supposed to guide them.
Guide them into what? Guide them into what you've guided them into?
You fucking midgets.
Tench, you are losing control.
This is just the anger that you got for you. Find someone else to put yourself on. I'm tired of being your goat. I'm tired of being your reflection.
You're not my reflection.
I've always been yours. But what you want is a fiend, because that's what you are. Hey, man, I like your sunglasses.
For an autograph. Tench, you are letting your emotions run away with you.
Manson said he lifted these from me.
You said he stole them?
He was bragging about it. He's on his way to the home. After Atlanta, we can't fuck up again.
You're fucking up right now.
Just go in, do the interview, come home. Got it?
I promise.
Leaving him alone again? God damn it, Tench. Tench let his emotions get the best of him.
Is there any way you could hold the plane?
I'm sorry, sir. It's gone.
Is there a red eye?
10 p.m. Arrives in Washington at 6:30.
Wait, where is Vacaville again? It takes 8 hours to get somewhere? When does a flight in the U.S. take 8 hours to get anywhere? Unless it's like literally like Alaska. I was on a 13-hour flight from Houston to England, and that was across a fucking ocean.
The goal of our sessions will be to glean Brian's understanding of the event, his intentions.
He didn't mean to do anything to that little boy.
I'm going to need to hear that from Brian.
Well, I think I understand my child.
You can't prescribe your own narrative onto what you hope happened.
Why exactly were you late, Mr. Tench?
I study multiple murderers.
And has your son ever been exposed to any of your work? Yes, he has.
I was late because I was in California interviewing Charles Manson.
I must have been. I'm very intrigued by what that conversation was like. Could you share any tidbits?
Not the right time.
Sure.
Did Charlie give you or the girls any specific orders?
Told me to kill everyone. Kill them all.
And you did.
Conflicting narratives. Who's telling the truth?
First Manson, and then Jesus. He's just exchanged one belief system for another. See, the contradicting stories don't concern me. Neither is a completely reliable source.
True.
And I'm not so sure that Manson was a total loss. He was doing whatever he could to keep authority over his family. Control, or at least the appearance of it, was worth any cost. Even 7 murders.
When we were leaving, he did a weird thing. He asked for my sunglasses, so I gave them to him. A guard chased me down and said Manson bragged to everyone he stole them from the FBI. He was willing to go to the hole just to look powerful.
Manson found the right people.
Young, submissive, alone.
People who only had to have their fear removed to do what they did. He simply helped them be who they were.
And Tench doesn't like hearing that, and that's why he's so combative against it. He doesn't want to believe that his son has the potential for violence. We never want to see the worst in the people we love.
Everyone's in the living room. A.D. Wyman's already here.
Ugh. Rubbing elbows. What a minefield.
All they want is a good war story.
Thank you. Shooing for the FBI probably is not what you expected to be roped into.
Oh, it's fine. I did plenty of it at BU.
Well, I appreciate it, and I do want you to have a good time. Speaking of which, someone I would love for you to meet. Warren.
It's like, don't unzip my collar. Presumptuous prick.
He manages our purse strings.
The good news is, I'm already a fan, so there's no need to sell me. You are hardly what I expected.
I'm afraid to ask what you expected.
Something not so form-fitted. A lot more tweed. But hiding in a basement or hiding behind a typewriter, what else do you enjoy?
I don't consider either of those things hiding.
What I mean is, you have a very compelling presence.
Oh, God.
Spending all your time such solitary pursuits, you may not even be aware of your effect on people.
Oh, God. Uncomfortable.
What are we doing here?
Well, every job has its politics.
What I mean is, we can be somewhere else together.
Oh, motherfucker. Presumptuous motherfucker.
We could be really enjoying ourselves.
Holden, this is Warren Freeman.
And you need to behave yourself, motherfucker.
Are you looking for the bar? Because I was thinking about getting myself reversed.
I'll get you a drink, and we can finish our conversation.
No, thank you. No, thank you at all. That's why he unzipped her collar. He was like, he's the funding. You need to schmooze him.
I'll leave you in Agent Ford's hands. Excuse me while I...
Don't leave him to the sharks. You know you need to watch him. This is so frustrating.
What's important in the Manson story is that we're learning what compulsions motivate behavior.
Boring.
How did you escape the dog and pony show?
Very carefully.
Oh, I'd love to drive you home. I insist.
I'm perfectly fine to drive.
Well, at least let me see you out.
No.
I'm going to see myself out.
Take a hint,
I insist.
douche. I'm gonna hate it if he, like, cuts funding and shit just because of that. Asshole.
It's a treat. I'll accept it for you.
Presumptuous all around. Holden is not good at the social game. And I mean, those kinds of conversations to have with other people is pretty inappropriate. But a different time.
Another body, another strangulation. He's number 13.
So Holden definitely needs to work on his social game. Wait, there's only 9 episodes in this season? Holy shit. Okay, so this was the tipping point past halfway. Wow, that was a long episode too. 72 minutes? Just shy of the finale. Wow. Alright. Oh, it's going to be a bitch to edit. Okay. So, we finally got to Charles Manson. That was definitely an interesting conversation. Definitely very out there. I can't say like his outlook on the world and the way he speaks, like philosophically, is anything new. Like, I hear stoners talk like that every now and then. So I know how it can be very tempting to some people to be caught up in it all. To be persuaded and romanticized into doing things that they wouldn't normally do, to see the world in another way. We all want to think a lot of people in this world always want to think that they have some special insight into the way the world works, that they're somehow special above everyone else, that they see things that no one else sees, that they're living a life no one else lives. They want to be the bigger person. They want to be special. And that's very, very enticing, because there's a lot of things in the real world that are tedious or boring or unpleasant that we don't want to have to face. And it's easy to be swept up in the excitement and thrill of belonging, to thinking that you're part of something special. I see that happen with people, with friends. Sometimes you worry, you hope that they're making the right decisions, but can you always be their parent? I don't know. I always try to just live my life and be an example to the people around me. I don't want to tell them that there is a definitive way to be or what they should do in life. Just try to live your own life and be happy and hope that that example translates. It doesn't always, though. It was interesting to hear both sides between Tex, right, and Manson, their different viewpoints on the situation. And it is understandable to think that Manson likes to feel important himself, to be the special one, to know that he has sway, And having someone that's troubled latch on to your ideology and run away with it to then, like, corrupt it in a way and then still try to hold some control over it. It's a slippery slope. A very slippery slope. Yeah, Tex then did switch one ideology for another to feel like he's following a path to himself feel special. It's a very potent desire to feel special in some way or another. And if the whole world's been grinding you down, who knows what outlets you'll find. I wonder if they'll get any more interviews with them, or maybe even with the women, the girls that actually perform the murders with Tex, or if this will just be a one and done. I mean, halfway through the season, I don't know if there's much room to go back on Manson, because we still have BTK to deal with, we still have the Atlanta murders to deal with, we still have all the drama at Tench's home to deal with, and hopefully some time for Wendy's relationship as well. Oh my god, that guy was so annoying. The fact that their boss, like, unzipped her collar, I was like, I had to bite my tongue there. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? No, don't touch my outfit. I am dressed the way I want to. I'm presented the way I feel comfortable. Don't change that, and don't presume to change it for me. But I see the motives of the time. It's all like, well, you're a pretty face, and this guy's a total, like, lady killer. What'd they say, like the Wives Club or something or other? Popular with the Wives Club. Very presumptuous and very forward. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes to bite them in the ass too, because since she was not receptive to his advances, maybe he'll be a little tighter with the purse strings. And that could cause its own set of troubles with their department. And how will they be forced to navigate that situation? Will they try to, like, push Wendy on him again? I really, really hope not. The dude did not take a hint. And I can see, like, trouble coming from him if we do see him again. It is interesting to see them, like, holding Kemper, too, as their little lone Hannibal Lecter, giving them insights on their current cases. And I see that Tench is struggling with what his son has done and dealing with these cases, because he does not want to believe that, one, his son is capable of this or capable of being swayed to do these things so easily. And he doesn't want to think that anything that he's done or the way that he's raised his son has attributed to any of that either. But he is very dismissive of his child. He does not spend time with him. There is a severe disconnect between them. Like, his son does not seek his father for comfort. I mean, his wife says that he wears his shoes and he tries to go into his office to be close to him, but just because he finds fascination with what his father does or with his father's apparel doesn't necessarily mean he holds any connection with his father, the person. Yeah, it's a tricky and very complicated situation. But we do have another victim in Atlanta, so it looks like that we will be going back there. And I wonder how long it's going to take to wrap that up before we see more of BTK. I mean, with only 4 episodes to go, maybe 2 episodes to wrap up Atlanta, and then maybe the final 2 episodes for BTK, but that doesn't leave a lot of room for things to really happen. I mean, as much as they've been building it up, you would think they would dedicate more time to it this season, but they haven't really at all. And who knows if this season ended on a cliffhanger too. I can see the frustration with people if it did leave it on a cliffhanger and them not being certain if we would get a season 3. But rumors are season 3 contracts may be in the works, so fingers crossed. But yeah, What'd you guys think of this episode? Let me know down in the comments. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoy reactions like these. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single one. And thanks for stopping in for this Vicarious View.